It's been time to bring out this because our next comedian coming up to the stage, he wanted me to read this word for word, so it's a lot of pressure on a studious Japanese person to actually read this. Our next comedian is still learning English, so please be kind. He has performed all over Asia, in places like Hong Kong, China, and... Chatsworth. Please give a big hand to the Shecky Green of the Far East, Mr. Jim Lee.
Thank you for crapping. Good evening, my name is Jim Lee and I'm from MIT. That means I made in Taiwan. For a second, this lady thought I'm smart or something. Actually, I'm no good in school. That's because I'm more interested in the sex with the woman. Don't worry, sir. I saw you checking out the Jim Lee egg roll. Okay, that's awkward. Actually, I do the comedies because everybody said to me, Jim Lee, you English is a joke. Don't see that's a compliment. Actually, I do the comedies by mistake. I think I signed for ESL class, but the classmate waited 8 weeks before telling me it's a comedy class. That bitch. Yeah, I learned this word. Also learned things like, thanks, I'll be here weak. Try the beer. Also learned that in America, every 4 years you have a big erection. My girlfriend says she's still waiting for next year. So Jimmy looking for a new girlfriend now. And recently I meet a nice Italian girl. She says she likes Jimmy Eglo. She called it her little cannoli. One problem though, her name too hard for Jimmy to say, so I give her a Chinese name. I call her Jian Dan. It's a beautiful Chinese name. It means easy. That's the way Jimmy likes her. She also got the one other thing Jimmy really likes. She have a green card. Actually, I have a green card, and I speak English just fine. Thank you very much. But growing up in America was actually really tough for me because my friends really hated coming over to my house because my mom would always make them take off their shoes, you know? And that really wasn't so bad. It's just that my mom would also make them put on these fuzzy Hello Kitty bunny slippers. My friend Dan still wears his. He lives in West Hollywood now. Feel free to draw your own conclusions. Yeah, growing up in America was really tough for me because when you're new to the country, the only influence you really have is the television, right? And I grew up watching a lot of black comedies like The Jeffersons and Good Times. So you guys kind of can imagine what my wardrobe was like growing up. I mean, picture this short Asian kid with a big ass afro, gold chains, and platform shoes. I kind of looked like the illegitimate son of Yoko Ono and Snoop Dogg. But it wasn't all bad looking like a Chinese pimp. Except maybe that one time when I had to try and cram 10 chos into the back seat of my dad's pink Honda Civic. It paid for college, folks. What else can I talk to you about? I teach traffic school. Yes. For those who didn't get it, let me repeat that. I'm Asian and I teach traffic school. Yeah, it's kind of the equivalent of taking acting lessons from Ben Affleck. Wait, it gets worse. It's almost like hiring Britney Spears to be your babysitter. Or taking English lessons from George Bush. Thank you. I guess there were just so many of us Asians going there, they figured they might as well make one of us a teacher. And I remember this one time, this lady looked at me and she was like, you know, I think you would make a good husband for some girl. And I was like, well, that's really nice. Mom? My mom was quite a trip. I talked to her the other day. She actually thought Barack Obama was a Japanese name. I was like, Mom, you gotta get with the current events. Everyone knows he's Korean. Now, I actually spent a few years living in Taiwan, and I worked for this radio station, and I don't know if it's a language problem or what, but one time the Taiwan media actually asked Tiger Woods how long he'd been a black golfer. Like, what did they expect Tiger to say? Well, I've been a golfer for 10 years, but I've only been black for 5. And then there was another time I had to attend the Spice Girls press conference, and one of the Taiwan reporters actually asked Scary Spice, the black girl, if her breasts were real. And she got really pissed off. She got in his face and said, do these look fake to you? And I was like, no. But I would like to ask this girl, the other girl, the same question. And then there was a time Shaquille O'Neal actually came to Taiwan to do a rap concert. Yeah, you can imagine how bad that was. They actually ended up throwing stuff into the audience to try and win them over. And Shaq actually threw his sneakers into the audience. And to a group of, short Asians, seeing a pair of size 24s come out, that's a pretty scary experience. I think he actually took out half the population of Taiwan. Rumor has it, though, that one family is actually living in one of the shoes. And the other one, I believe, is being used as a Carnival cruise ship. Lido deck, awesome. Now, we also did baseball games at the radio station, and to help us out with the names sometimes, the producer would give us hand signals. And one time I got kind of confused because the player's name was Wang, because the producer was going like, I thought he wanted a hand job. The next day, the producer gave him a promotion. Along with his phone number. We're dating now. I'm kidding. I didn't get the promotion. But actually, doing a ball game in Taiwan is pretty simple. I mean, a typical call kind of went like this. Chan into the windup, and the pitch to Chan. Chan hits a ground ball up the middle, speared by the shortstop. Chan! Deep fires over to the first baseman. Chan! No, they threw it to Rodriguez. People racist or something? No, I'm kidding. You're not. You've been a great crowd. Thank you very much.